Hey guys, okay, so if you saw our video last week, you were seeing that this year we plan to shake things up a little bit when it comes to our social media. Don't fret, we do still plan to do our text-based post and our audio-based posts for our designers out there. So our little tidbits of town planning information to ensure that you guys stay ahead of the game and up to speed with any town planning changes that are occurring. However, we do plan to slightly tweak, I guess you'd say, our video content. This year, we're going to try and target our designers' clients. So by that, I mean the public. Our aim is to ensure that when people turn up on the designers' doorsteps, they know what town planning is. So we're going to try and specifically focus on how to find a site that is fit for purpose. So basically a site that suits your intended needs. Once we have that site, we're going to focus on what the rules and the requirements are. However, before we get to all of that fun stuff, we've got to talk about Town Planning 101. What do I mean by that? Well, where on earth do the requirements come from? How are the rules created? Who's in charge? All of that fun sort of stuff. So if that sounds like it's something that interests you, stick around. Okay, so let's just dive straight in. Let's start with what town planning is all about. It's all about the ESD. No, I'm not talking about some weird and wonderful drug. Despite the jokes, people often say, oh, what are council town planners smoking? What drugs are they on? No, we're not all doing drugs. I'm talking about economically sustainable development. What do I mean by that? Well, let me draw you a pretty diagram here. Now, we've got 3 circles there. The first circle is E. The second circle is E. And the third circle is S. What do they stand for? Environment. So that first circle there represents the environment. Second circle is the economy, the moolah, the money. And the third circle is the social framework. So I'm talking about things like education, culture, all of that sort of fun stuff. That little sweet spot right in the middle there, that is ESD. That is what town planning aims for. That the ultimate goal is basically to achieve that sweet spot there within our world. How do we get that? Okay, let's talk framework. Up the top, we're going to go strat, P's. Then we're going to come down. We're going to go counts. And we're going to go state. I will explain this, don't worry. And then we're going to go down to DABs. Okay, what does this all mean? Up here, we've got the strategic town planners. I don't envy those guys. Their role, essentially, is to achieve that sweet spot with the rules and regulations. So their aim is to create the rules and regulations, also known currently as City Plan 2014, to achieve that for every single person in Brisbane, to achieve the perfect balance between the environment, the economy, and society, social. Yeah, no, not going to happen. It's an impossible task. Also, don't envy the timeframes those guys have to work under. These projects, so creating these rules and requirements, can take years and years and years. I get bored after a week. I couldn't work on a single project for years and years and years. I would go absolutely insane. So yeah, do not envy their role at all. Below these guys, we've got the local councillors, so the representatives at that suburb sort of level. Then we've got the state government. State government obviously sits above local government. These guys create the rules. They then send them down to the local councillors for approval. Often there'll be a bit of back and forth negotiation. It'll go back, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you get the idea. When they finally agree on it, it then comes to the state for approval. Then, inevitably, it goes back around and around and around. Eventually, once all 3 parties have agreed on what's required, or what the requirement should say, it then comes down to the DA planners. So actually, I used to be one of those guys. They're the ones that enforce the rules and regulations that are designed to achieve that sweet spot right there. So these are the guys that we deal with day to day. Now, I actually had an interview with Amelia from Undercover Architect earlier this week. Shout out to her. She has some amazing stuff. You should check out her podcast. Mainly because I'm going to be on it, just saying. No, anyway, she actually said to me, she takes the, I guess you'd say, belief or approach of saying you should not shoot the messenger. So you should not blame these guys down here because they are simply enacting these guys' requirements or what these guys want up here. I couldn't agree more. Now, I hate using this analogy because it does come across with a little bit negative. I do not intend it to be negative at all. Like I said, I used to be one of these people down here. But these guys are kind of like the puppets and these guys are like the puppeteers. Yes, sure, these guys do have a little bit of discretion when it comes to the enforcement of the rules. They can move it ever so slightly to the left or the right or whichever way you want to go. But really, at the end of the day, it's these guys which are saying, these are the rules we want to get to achieve here. And these guys going, well, politically, we have to pull in this direction or this direction. And state-wise, we have to pull in this direction and this direction. So these guys are being controlled and told what to do by these guys here. So there you go. I think that covers everything I want to talk about today. Just to summarise, planning at a high sort of level is supposed to be based on ESD, economically sustainable development. That is made up of the environment, the economy, the moolah, in other words, and the social sort of framework. That little sweet spot in the middle there is what we are ultimately aiming for, which is the ESD. These guys here, the strategic town planners within council, their role is to write the rules to try and achieve that sort of balance, that impossible balance. But I reiterate, for everyone in the city, like, it's never going to happen. Then you have the councillors, the state government. Their role is to basically refine these rules and pull them into line to suit society's needs, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes down to the people that day to day within council are required, are empowered, what's the word I'm looking for? Given the task, whatever words you want to use, to enforce those rules on each and every site across the city. There you go. If you've loved this video, I'd encourage you to like it. I love seeing those likes come through. It gives me encouragement. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got three. Number one, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number two, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number three, what was my number three? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.